Today's episode of Outside the Rack is brought to you by Kinetic Performance, the makers of the Gymaware. In today's world of strength and conditioning, data collections become the utmost of importance, and that's exactly where Gymaware separates itself from the competition. Because when we're sitting there and looking to collect data, what data are you actually collecting? And are the numbers you're looking at fitting into the exercises that you're utilizing? And even more so, are they going to answer the questions that you're looking for? Looking at different ways that you are moving the barbell through peak and mean, both velocity and power, is really what separates Gymaware from the competition. Being able to understand what your ballistic exercises are doing separate to what your strength exercises are doing really allows you to program at a much more specific level for your athletes. So hop on over to kinetic.com.au to see what Evan and his team have in store for you today. The world of strength and conditioning is filled with some fantastic practitioners that are always searching for more. But more what? What are strength and conditioning coaches searching for to better their ability to prepare their athletes? Well, what about cutting-edge information, or a place where you can find different opinions from forward-thinking coaches on what you're doing, how you're doing, and try to get feedback to be better for your athletes? Or what about a place where you'll find like-minded coaches that can provide solid coaching advice and career development for you as you progress through your career as a strength and conditioning professional? Well, this is exactly why we built the Strength Coach Network. You'll have access to exclusive monthly content on top of the sensationally active forum that we have, where you can communicate with coaches all over the world to find those answers that you're looking for to help you be a better practitioner for your athletes. So make sure you hop on over to strengthcoachnetwork.com/CVASPs, that's strengthcoachnetwork.com/CVASPS, and get your 48-hour trial for only $1. I look forward to seeing you in the Strength Coach Network.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 25th episode of Outside the Rack, brought to you by Kinetic Performance, the makers of Gymaware. In this show, we're just trying to dive a little deeper into the minds of some of the top practitioners in the world of sport performance to learn a little bit more about who they actually are and how they got to where they are today. Today, we are joined by the assistant strength and conditioning coach at the University of Alabama in charge of men's basketball, Mike Snowden. Mike, thanks for being with us, bud.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. It's I feel like we're in the gym together, and now we're on Skype talking again. This has been a great winter for catching up, brother.
Oh yeah, man, it's funny. I told the guys, I'm like, shit, basketball season. That's when I get to see all my friends. Like,
No doubt.
Like, you get to see everybody, so it's nice.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But hey, man, before we get rocking and rolling here, who is Mike Snowden?
Mike Snowden. So my guy, Fredrick Maryland. Born and raised there. Went to the Navy for 7 years. Learned a lot there. Ultimately, I always enjoyed training, but that was where I kind of realized that strength conditioning was the field for me. So pretty much took every step to get into it. Deeply care about the athletes I get to work with and what we're trying to do as an industry. I think there's a lot of back and forth on what that part of it is, but ultimately we're moving forward one day at a time and just trying to get better. Really, other than that, man, I'm pretty relaxed guy. Like to have a good time, so we'll kind of cover some of that here in a little bit.
Yeah, man, and I think that's really an awesome summary, like of like how I would say who Mike is a coach who really cares a lot about his athletes and the progression of our field.
Yeah, so it's important. Obviously, you work so hard to get into something. For me, I got out of the military and it was either strength conditioning or there was really no plan B. So obviously once you get into something, you want to find a way to take care of it and help it grow. And again, both our field and the guys we get to train.
No doubt, brother. No doubt. Well, listen, man, let's get to number one. If you wouldn't mind for us, describe a learning situation that brought about an epiphany in your career.
I would really say there was a couple of different times, and I relied most of it was in my time in the military, but just trying to figure out who you are, right? And as that led over to coaching, you hear a lot of people say, be you, right? So when I was coming up, it was a lot of like, this is how we program and stuff like that. But like, as far as coaching styles, and like, be you. So that's probably been the biggest epiphany. So when, even when we got here in April, and I think looking at my background, the guys may have thought there was like some like drill sergeant type strength coach coming in. Um, and that's all well and good when you need those certain days, but that's not really my style. So just finding ways to be myself and be comfortable in that, I think is huge. I think it's one thing that a lot of these guys and girls that we get to work with are still trying to figure out. So as we do that, we can kind of help them grow, and that's just been kind of my philosophy with it. Um, I think the other side of that, really just being adaptable, man. One of the things Coach always talks about here is like, I'm trying not to mess this up. What do you do when what you do well isn't going well for you, right? So, there's a lot of things that happen in life that you can't control, but you can control how you react to it. And so just being flexible, being adaptable, man, it's very important. One of the things we look forward to, man, trying to figure out.
No doubt, man. And I think that first point, especially, like with kids today, like they can see right through it. If you're not sincere and you're not really the person that you're displaying, I mean, they'll call the BS card right away on that one.
No, exactly. Yeah, these guys, man, like, coming to the South, and I'm not from the South or something like that. Like, they come down here all of a sudden, they can spot you from a mile away if that makes any sense. So I think it's been a huge part of it.
Um,
Trying to take it where I've been, and I tell the same thing to the interns that we have here who come through. Like, you see me coach, or coach across the street. Like, don't try to be them. You might take what you learn from us, but put your own little spin on it if you need to.
no doubt, man. I love that. That's awesome.
Oh,
So
yeah.
let's get to number two. I'm excited for this one. So if Mike could ask one question and he knows that he would get the answer to that, what would that question be and why?
Okay. So without going overly deep, I would say probably like what are we here for? I think some people spend their whole life trying to find purpose in what they want to do. I truly feel like this what I get to do for work every day is my purpose as far as helping student athletes, like the people that were mentors, and you were one of them for me. There's a lot of people that invested in me. I took that very, very importantly to me. So just thinking about how I can have an impact, but there's other people that have an impact in different ways, and they spend a lot of time trying to find that. Sometimes they don't find it until later on. But if I could know, it's always nice to try to find it. But if somebody just, I guess, gave you the answer, it'd be easier too.
No doubt, man. And I think that, for a person who invests as much as he does with the young people he gets to work with and has been so involved with, pushing us forward and trying to build a bigger community, so to say, when it comes to training and coaching, I think that you've done a pretty good job finding that answer.
Yeah, no, it's again, it's been a lot of work, but it's been cool too, man. So, and I think as you get older, there's different areas where you find that you can kind of have an impact and find your purpose and stuff like that. But I think the last years I've been involved in this field, it's definitely kind of opened my eyes to some of the reasons why. I spent some time in the military. Obviously, I enjoyed that, but I still didn't feel like it was kind of where I wanted to be at, kind of what I want to do, if that makes any sense.
No, man, 100%. But as a guy who is a worker and went through the military and has been involved with special interest groups and getting, the field moving forward on top of coaching and mentoring and doing all those things, there has to be some time where you come back to neutral. So what is Mike's escape?
My escape, man. So probably the biggest thing for me would be my family. So obviously I don't get to spend a lot of time with them, but just being in communication with them is always nice to kind of get a refresher. Colleen, my fiance, was up in Buffalo the last 2 years. She wasn't up there, so you never really get lost time back, but trying to get back with her and kind of spend some time where I need to take care of that. And obviously we're wedding planning and all that, so that's more her escape right now. But she kind of drags me into that, but but I do a good bit of that. I also like getting out. I mean, I did some marksmanship stuff in the Navy, so going to the range. Alabama's a great state as far as being able to go shoot weapons whenever you want to. There's a ton of public ranges and private ranges as well, so you can go there. Really training, finding different ways to train, and kind of, you know, as I mentioned earlier when we were just talking offline, like, you know, when your career is your hobby, sometimes you don't need an escape. So really just finding different ways as I get older to train and still have fun with it. Just getting out and you know, hiking or getting in a kayak or something like that. Just something different, as opposed to always pounding weights and stuff like that, which is fun and that's why you get into it. But you know, sometimes you just got to mix it up a little bit. Um, that's really it, man. Other than that, just been catching up on some Ned Cullen. Man, she's all over shows, so she's got me watching these shows that, you know, I wouldn't go find myself that she's into, and you know, kind of gives us something to kind of catch up on, keep track of.
I love that quote though, man. When your career is your hobby, sometimes you just don't need an escape.
It's the truth, man.
It is, because it's like when you think about it, right? Like more often than not, if you're having a bad day or you're angry about something or you need to get away, where are you going? You're going to the squat rack.
Exactly. Yep.
So I
Yeah.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that, man.
We were trying. It's funny because we were trying to figure out when we moved in the house, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should get like a rack. And she's like, why would you need? You get the weight room. Like, why would you need? I'm like, you don't understand. Like, we need something in here. So like we made a little compromise there, man. But yeah, it's something to be said about just, you know, getting a sweat in, man, and just really kind of relieving some stress, whatever you got going on. And it's, you know, there's so many good strength coaches out there. There's always something going on, man. So it's fun connecting with guys across the country, guys and gals across the country, and kind of learning from them.
No doubt about it. Well, Mike, truly, as always, appreciate the time, man. Great chopping it up. Great to see you. Great to see you guys are having success. I mean, really, all except for the one time. But yeah, dude, you know, always rooting for you. Great to catch up, and we'll be in touch real soon.
Oh yeah, thanks, Jay. Appreciate you again, man.
Yeah, man. Cheers.
Yes, sir.